Welcome to Mike Risko Music. Today we're going to discuss clip-on tuners. And the one that I'm going to show you today is a very popular tuner that we have in our music store here. And this is made by D'Addario clip-on tuner. It uses a little lithium battery and it works really well. I have one here out of the package. It's very small. And the way that these tuners work is you clip them on the guitar and they work on vibrations of the string. And what's really important for a beginner to know about tuners is that they're telling you what they're hearing. So for instance, sometimes people will buy a tuner and they come in and they say, this tuner doesn't work because I clipped it on the guitar and I played my E string and it said F. And the reason is because their E string is tuned up higher to an F. So the tuner's telling you, hey, that's an F. So you have to kind of know a little bit of music theory in a way to understand how to use the tuner, okay? If the tuner said D when you played your E string, you'd kind of have to know that D is a little bit lower than E and that we have to make it higher until it turns, until it goes to E. So let's take a closer look and I'll show you how to put the tuner on the guitar. Alright, so here's the tuner, and obviously it's really small. So on the back part here, there's a little kind of lever. We push that in and then we pull this part up. And you can't push it, well, it has all these little notches actually. So we open it up like this, and then we are going to take it and put it on the top of the guitar here. Depending on the headstock shape of your guitar, you can put it on different places, wherever you can fit it basically. But you want to get it on there good. So I'm going to choose to do it like this. Now I squeeze down and it locks in, and that's it. And this part swivels around so I can see it, and it actually goes all the way around. Okay, so I would probably have it somewhere like that. So when I'm playing, I can look at it. Now, I just want to show you the controls really quick. This button here turns the tuner on and off. This button here in the middle flips the display upside down. All right, so that's what that is. Now, this button back here has the letter M on it, and that is a metronome. It doesn't make any sound, but it flashes a red light on the display. So that's kind of a neat thing to have. And I don't really use that, but it's kind of cool that it's on there. And these arrows change the calibration of the tuner. All right, now we're taking a look at the display. So I'm going to go ahead and push the power button. So there it does that little cool thing. Now it's on. Now, first let's tune. Okay, so I'm going to play the high E string. So what's supposed to happen is the letter E, which is right, and what I want to have is I want the letter to be green with one little green line on each side. Now let's see what happens when I'm out of tune. So I'm going flat, see it's red, and it's showing me on this side that I'm going flat. As I go lower, watch what happens here. Now it's in the D range. So it's really cool because if I did want to use an alternate tuning, I could make my E string it's D sharp. I can keep going down, what's this? Until it's a D. When it turns green, it's actually a D in tune. Okay? So I need to know that D is lower than E. So let's go back up. I go up, past D sharp. After D sharp, I'm going to get into the E range. Okay, here we go. So this is indicating that the E is flat, it's red, meaning it's not in tune, and all those lines are on that side. I'm flat, moving up a little bit. Okay, here we go. When it turns green, I'm in tune. Now let's look at the screen while the calibration buttons are adjusted. So it says 440 up there in the corner. If I hit the arrows either way, the calibration changes. And that can be really helpful for playing with other instruments that are tuned to a different pitch. But for regular purposes, when we're playing in concert pitch, we want to make sure that we leave it right at 440 all the time. Okay, and that's it. And you can turn it off like that, and it's a great tuner. Another really cool thing about this tuner is because it's so small, you can barely see it here, you can leave it on the guitar. You know, some of them, and some of the older ones, they used to be really big like this, so you'd always have to take it off to put it back, put your guitar back in the guitar case. This one, you just leave it there, and I just leave it on my guitar all the time. I play gigs with it on. It also works really well for, I think because it's so tight on the guitar, that if you're playing with a band, even if your bass player or your drummer is playing, if you had an electric guitar, you could turn your volume down, play the string, and still tune, you know, during your gig or during your rehearsal. So you can see how small it is there. So check it out.